You're listening to The Bible Guys, a podcast where a couple of friends talk about the Bible in fun and practical ways.
Hey everybody, my name is Chris.
And my name is Jeff.
And we are
The Bible
Guys.
Yeah.
I could have done that a little better. Hey, we want to welcome you here, and we are in the middle of a series talking about the Beatitudes. But before we get into that, we are going to take time to read, Jeff, one of the best articles I think I've ever read.
So some of very important. We're always looking for special interest pieces that are useful to our listeners. And since we're called the Bible Guys,
right,
we thought that, there's probably people, as they're in the new year now, you're a couple weeks in, and you're trying to think, maybe you've already missed a couple of your New Year's resolutions.
Fourth weekend now, probably.
Yeah. But you've probably already missed a few resolutions, and you're thinking, man, I just want to be a better Christian.
Yeah.
And so we scour every good resource we can find to help our people be better Christians. And what better place to go look than the Babylon Bee?
Yes.
Right? So the Babylon Bee is our favorite news and self-help website on the entire internet. If you don't know, it's
just to
a
be
satire.
clear, it is literally just as reliable, and I sort of mean this, as every other news outlet out there.
It is. But this one is 7 simple ways to be a better Christian this year from the Babylon Bee. This is under the heading of Christian living.
Which I love this article. The premise of this article is great.
Here's what they say. If you're hoping to make good on your New Year's resolution to become a better Christian, then you've come to the right place.
I love it.
The staff of the Babylon Bee has collectively read the Bible at least once, so we know a thing or two about being a better Christian.
What a great intro.
They've collectively read the Bible.
Yeah. At least once.
Here's a few good tips. 1, stop sinning. It's simple, really.
It's so great. Hey, we know the answer. Just stop sinning. It's so good.
Yep. Number 2, take a double helping of communion each time. We heard this might work.
That is so funny.
Yeah,
it is really funny.
Number 3, try to read the Bible at least as much time as you spend playing that one little mobile game where you do simple math calculations to multiply your soldiers to fight these zombie people who are marching toward you.
Oh my goodness. That's every advertisement ever, right?
That'd be a huge improvement over last year.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I love this next one. This next one makes me laugh.
Number 4 is make a donation to K-Love. If you don't know, K-Love is one of the top Christian music radio stations. And it says, the Holy Spirit has been urging you to support positive, encouraging family music for years.
Oh, my goodness.
That's
it
true.
is so funny.
Yeah.
Because that's all you hear, right?
Yeah, K-Love. Just support them.
Support them.
Number 5, learn to do a backflip. It's not particularly Christian, but it feels like a Christian who can do one is better than one who can't.
I love that. It's so great. It is so good.
A Christian who can do one is better than one who can't do one.
It's so good.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah,
I never thought of it that way, but we should put that in our discipleship process at Heritage Church.
It's so random, right?
Yes. You need to read more. You need to pray more. You need to come to church more. And if you learn to do a backflip, that puts you in top 10%.
It can't hurt.
Yeah. Number 6, own more people in theological debates online, just like the Apostle Paul did.
Just like the Apostle Paul did.
He'd be online just typing in all caps.
It's the ultimate way of busting on those people. It's so good.
Yep.
Just like the Apostle Paul did. He acted just like you.
Yep. That's right.
In your theological debates online. Oh my goodness, that's so funny.
Right. And then number 7, don't wait until you're suffering from an existential life crisis to pray.
Yeah.
It makes praying during your life crisis come more naturally.
Yeah.
Right? So that makes sense. So follow these simple steps and you'll be holy in no time. Being a Christian has never been easier.
Hey,
so there you go.
I have a thought that I want to share about people who debate theological things online.
Yes.
And then share political thoughts online.
Okay.
So I'm opening up a can of worms. You're nervous, aren't you?
I know. I'm for it.
Okay. Here's what I want to say to you.
Because I hate social media.
If you're a person who I have one. Let me say it this way. This is a better way to say it. I have a friend whose wife, she has no identity other than the identity of sort of expressing her anger against her opposing political view, right? Because that's sort of what it is, right?
So her identity is being upset at people who don't believe what she believes. Politically.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, but either way, even if she's for what she believes or if she's against what she doesn't believe, she's more against what she doesn't believe. But even if she's for what she believes, she has no other identity. like if you go over their house and you sit down and you talk with them, it's like, do you have a personality other than political views, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you talk about, are you more than that? Because I sort of don't think you are, right? And so I start, but anyway, let me just say it this way. The number of people who are persuaded by her political views, let me think, let me try to add them up, carry the two. Oh, it's 0, right?
Yeah.
So, and the people who are persuaded by your political views online are 0. And the people who are persuaded by anybody's view is 0. And I feel the same way about theological debate online, because it's not a real debate, right? A real debate involves care. It involves friendship. It involves respect, right? It involves all those things, like productive debate. But online trolling and caps, opposition, yelling, inserting your opinion.
Especially typed debate.
Yeah,
I do think that there have been a lot of beneficial video debate.
Yeah.
Right, because you're watching humans interact with humans.
Yes.
That's a different thing than me typing my argument against you.
Right.
And waiting for an hour until you have time to type yours back.
Right.
And then I do a little bit of ChatGPT research and you do a little bit of ChatGPT research and we come back and clash again. That kind of stuff, I don't know how much effect it really has.
It has 0 effect.
But watching others debate helps us form ideas.
So here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say that if you really think about it, the heart of this, both of those things is really not about changing anything, right? Although you may think it is. If you're that person who does those things, you may think you're doing good. Yeah. And yet the whole world knows that you're not doing any good, right? And that's an overstatement. But really, truly, it's almost 0.0% good, right? So here's what I'm going to say. If you really think about it, I'm no psychologist, I'm no counselor, right? Although I've done those things. It really comes down to people wanting their voice to be heard. Yeah. So it's really about whether or not you feel like you have a voice that is heard somewhere. And I believe that the people who have a voice that is heard, like if you grew up and your family listens to you, your friends listen to you, and you have meaningful conversations, I think you don't have that tendency to spit off online because you live a life where your voice is heard in general. I'm not talking about being a political person. I'm saying just you are a person whose voice is heard, right? But if you're a person who you feel like your voice has not been listened to, those are typically the people who are characterized in that manner. And so really it comes down to like insecurity. It's the same thing. If you grew up in a family and you experience unconditional love, acceptance, and value, then you don't have to look for love, acceptance, and value in unhealthy places, right? People go off and they join gangs, right? Yeah. Because they don't have acceptance, right? Growing up in their home. So you're designed to receive those things. Yeah. And you're designed to be a person whose voice is heard in a healthy way. But if you're not a person who receives that in a healthy way, you're going to look for unhealthy ways for your voice to be heard. And that is those people online.
Yeah, and then we have to also understand that the algorithms are against us. Yeah. We're not going to change the world with our opinions because the algorithms are designed to feed you more of what the algorithm already knows you believe and what you want. And then your message is only getting out to a portion of your friend group that agrees with what you agree with, and only a portion of your friend group that disagrees. Very small portion that disagrees, because the algorithms are designed to give your friends more of what they also believe. Yep. And so what happens is you fight with your nieces and nephews, and that's about it. Occasionally you get one of their friends will see a thing, but that's a deep diver that eventually finds what you say. So there's better ways. I do believe in legit dialogue. I do think that you should be active in your engagement with your government and with your voting and those kind of things.
Absolutely.
I think you should have strong opinions. I think you should be well educated on these things. I'm just saying I don't think that social media is the place to get educated. Yeah. And you're not actually going to get more prayers answered if you keep forwarding things. Yeah. Right? And don't let this chain break. God's going to bless you. Right. Let's see who really loves Jesus kind of stuff. That's all just junk. Yeah. It's just junk. And when I said I hate social media, what I hate is what it turns people into.
Right.
For the most part, right?
Yeah.
It's a useful tool, but I say all the time, it gives a A+ platform to a lot of D- ideas.
Right.
And that's the disadvantage. But you know what? Rather than picking fights, my desire is just to try to make as much peace as possible.
Is it, Jeff?
It is.
Is
It's
that
at the core.
your tendency?
It's at the core of who I am.
Oh.
I just want to be. You know what I want to be.
It's just part of the wonderfulness of me.
I just want to be a peacemaker. Is what I want.
That's a Burt Reynolds quote.
Yeah, it's just a wonderful.
Yeah. Lonnie Anderson looked at Burt Reynolds in the movie Struck Race, and she goes, "You were just so great because you did this thing, you know." And he goes, "That's just part of the wonderfulness of me." Oh, yeah. That's you, Jeff.
Well, in Matthew chapter 5, verse 9, it's amazing because it says, God blesses those who work for peace, for they will be called the children of God.
And this is a brand new Beatitude.
Isn't that incredible?
Covering.
Yeah. That's the brand new one there.
And I have taken note that you've read it.
Yes, I just read it right there. God blesses those who work for peace.
Because remember the last Beatitude.
For they will be called the children of God.
The last Beatitude, I didn't hear that you officially read it.
And that's twice right there.
Oh, you said it. Well, blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called the children of God. That's the third time.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah. It's good. Big fan.
So other translations would say, blessed are the peacemakers.
Yes.
And I love this translation, blessed are those who work for peace.
Yeah, I like that too.
Right? It's not people that are it doesn't say God blesses those people who like peace.
Right.
It doesn't say God blesses those people who never have confrontation.
Correct.
It doesn't say...
Man, that's so good. It's such a unbelievable distinction.
Right. It doesn't say that God blesses those people who avoid difficult conversations or difficult topics.
Yeah.
It doesn't say that God blesses people who choose neutrality.
Right.
It says that God blesses those people who work for peace.
That's right.
Peace always requires work. Always. The peace, because we live in a cursed culture, because we live in a cursed world,
right?
All of creation is cursed. We live under the curse of sin.
Romans 8.
Things degrade. They don't get better. Things don't move towards a utopia. They move away from that. Things don't go, we don't go from chaos to order. It goes from order to chaos every single time. Every time.
Yeah.
Right? And it's the same thing with peace. Peace is something that has to be worked on and maintained. It has to be cultivated in order to thrive. And if you don't cultivate it, the weeds will grow up and eventually peace will fall apart.
Yeah.
And this is true with every good thing in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Every single... God made us to cultivate the garden.
Mm-hmm.
Paradise. Any piece of paradise we want in our life, we have to cultivate it. If you want more peace, you have to cultivate it. You have to be a peacemaker. You have to be working for peace. You want joy, you need to be a joy maker. If you want love, you need to be a making... I don't know how to say that one now. You need to be working to have more love in your life.
Did you mean
What?
to do
No,
that?
I walked myself right into that one.
That is so good. That's so good. I love it.
But it is true.
Yeah.
Right? You have to work at it. Romance in a marriage doesn't just keep happening. Right? You have to work at it. And
right.
Everything like that. Every good thing, if you want paradise, you have to cultivate that part of it. Otherwise, it all falls apart. And so peace is not a thing. Just because you have peace today doesn't mean you have peace tomorrow. You have to keep working on it.
Yeah. And by the way, just for fun.
That's hysterical.
Yeah, it's
That's one of the funniest things I've done in this show.
It's really funny.
I'm really glad I avoided it. I almost stepped in it.
Oh, I don't think it would be that bad.
Yeah.
Let me go back and say I want to say something fun. So whenever I teach on conflict, one of my favorite things to do is I usually have like a picture of an ostrich and a rhino.
Oh, uh-huh.
Right? So the ostrich has its head buried in the sand, and then there's a rhino who charges toward everything, right? And the rhino is blind, right? The rhino can't see more than like a few feet in front of its face.
Yeah, they can run 45 miles an hour, and they can only see like 50 feet in front of them.
In that,
yeah.
That's, yeah.
They're one of the most dangerous animals on the planet just because they don't know where they're going.
Yeah.
But they weigh, 5,000 pounds or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, so, we've all heard the phrase, a charging rhino, right? And so we liken it to, either running into conflict like a rhino or hiding, burying your head in the sand. And we've used that phrase too. And the funny thing is, there are people who lean toward one and lean toward the other. Now, what's interesting is you and I are a different breed of people,
Yes, we are.
right? So it's not like we love conflict, but for our personality type, the way that God has made us, you often say debate is a sport, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we are ENTPs, according to the
debate's a sport.
Yeah.
We will get into arguments
because we like
sometimes where others would avoid the debate. We would jump in it sometimes because we just like.
Yeah.
We like it for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, and I think you're that way slightly more than me, but I think
because I'm quicker.
Maybe,
I'm quicker. I have more answers.
Actually,
I have more answers.
I know you're joking, but it actually
I have stronger opinions.
But it actually is true. You have stronger opinions, and honestly, you have self-assurance. And I think that plays into the fact that you think you're right more.
Yeah.
But
ENTPs do tend to be very clever and very quick.
Yes.
And so we tend to know that we can get one over on the person who's arguing, and especially if it's a dumb argument.
Right.
If it's a dumb argument, doesn't you can't help it. Dumb arguments are like chum in the water and worth sharks.
Chum in the water.
We can't help it.
Yeah. But I think all those things play into that. So because of that, you and I have a tendency, and it's healthy to recognize that, right? It's healthy to understand that there are different personalities. But I would say more people, and I would say the vast majority of almost all people, lean toward the ostrich. Wouldn't you agree?
Avoidance.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah, and they, as if, hey, listen, if you bury your head in the sand, you may not be able to see what's around you, but your jugular is still exposed.
Yeah, that's the truth.
And so
you're going to suffer a lot of pain.
Yeah, you're going to suffer a lot of pain.
Because that crazy rhino turns out it can only see 30 feet in front of it and can run 35 miles an hour. So I was close.
Oh, that's close, yeah.
Right? That rhino can't even see you and is about ready to blast you.
Yeah.
And because you're not paying attention,
so it's
you're hiding, you're going to get hurt.
It's definitely unhealthy for a person who loves conflict.
Right.
Then there's a person who doesn't mind conflict, right? But most people lean toward the people who avoid. They avoid.
Yeah.
And
so when they're hiding, they're going to get blasted. They're going to get hurt.
Yeah, well, a lot of marriages, quite honestly, are that way.
Yeah.
There are people who just say it's not worth it. It's not worth it. So they just avoid conflict. They just pretend like it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And it builds up, and it's terrible. And there's going to be pain coming, or maybe your whole life is pain because you avoid conflict. So that's not what Jesus is saying here. He's not saying,
right,
blessed be the peacemakers, avoid conflict that needs to be addressed and just try to keep the peace. That is not it.
Right.
And I guarantee you that there are people who probably, they'll say, hey, I've spent my whole life, I just let that person say or do what that person needs to say or do. I avoid it because I just want to keep the peace. Well, that is not what Jesus is saying. So I believe that we have to address conflict when it needs to happen.
Yes.
But working for peace is much, much different than avoiding conflict.
Yeah. So I've spent, in one of my roles with TTI, as chairman of the board, I spent a significant amount of time.
Which is called the Timothy Initiative.
The Timothy Initiative, yeah. We work with hundreds of thousands of church leaders around the world in 50 different countries and those kinds of things. So just the scale of that means that you have to have some pretty strong infrastructure. And with that means you have strong leaders. Right. And then now, because we're in 50 different countries on every continent, that means that there's all kinds of different cultural issues. And then there's tribal issues because we're in developing nations and there's all these things. And so there's a lot of tension among high-level, strong leaders that we always have to be working on diplomacy and working on those things. But some of my role has been in the particularly different things. And I've referenced this a few times on the podcast of some particularly dangerous circumstances where if this blows up, it's going to cause a huge loss of money and people are going to go to jail, right?
Yeah, and people's freedom,
over
maybe even somebody's life,
religious freedom,
could be in danger.
Yes. And so I've had to be a part of that, and it's something that I enjoy. So on the one side, debate is a sport, but oftentimes that's our us not at our best.
Right.
That's right.
Right. That's right.
At our best, sometimes ENTPs also can be good peacemakers. Navigating through, because we also, what makes us quick to be able to debate is because we're seeing the motive and we're seeing the dangers behind everything being said a little quicker. And so sometimes that can help. But So I've done a lot of that work, and I'm in the middle of writing this book on biblical diplomacy for our leaders. It's not done, but I've got like 20 little, 6-page chapters, so they're not long chapters. And there's a few premises that I'm starting with. First of all, we have to understand that God made us to be his ambassadors. That's not just pastors with ENTPs, personalities. That's all believers.
That's right.
God made us to be his ambassadors.
Whatever style or approach that you have,
right?
You still have that responsibility.
That's right, right. And that means that I have to start with God's end in mind, not mine.
Right.
Because an ambassador doesn't speak for himself. An ambassador speaks for the king or the president that he serves, right? So I have to begin with God's end in mind. So when I go into, something's blowing up in my family, something's blowing up at work, and I'm trying to think, how do I help make peace here? I have to think, what would Jesus do? And what does Jesus want from this? And it's not just that people start being nice to each other. Jesus' core value is not politeness. Right? He wants peace. And so I have to start with that. What's God's end in mind? And then I have to be working on the idea that for a win-win rather than a win-lose, we tend to mostly think that the win is when I come out victorious and you finally submit and surrender. And peacemaking is not victory laps. Peacemaking is making sure that if at all possible, we maintain as much dignity and that there's a win for everybody, if possible. Which means then we have to spend more time listening before we speak. We have to hear what's really going on in your heart. Because most of the time, the threat or the anger isn't directly associated with the issue. The issue was the trigger, but there's this, usually the underlying portion of the iceberg is way bigger than what you're seeing on top. Right? There's something else. There's another root. It's rooted in something else. And so you have to listen in order to be able to figure out what that is, because it's possible to do or say the right thing at the wrong time or in the wrong way, and you're still going to get the wrong answers.
Right.
Because you're trying to address the wrong thing.
Right.
Right? And so then if we're working on the idea of building bridges rather than burning them, there have been times when people have told me off and quit their job, or told me off and quit the church. And as much as I can, as often as I can, it hasn't been every time because I'm not a perfect human, but as often as possible and most of the time, I try to leave the door open and say, hey, listen, I want you to know I love you. I wish you the best in your next step. And this is always home. The door's always open for you as much as possible.
Right.
Right. And we've had a number of people who try to come back. So if you're trying to build bridges rather than burn them, I think that that's incredibly powerful. And then there is a moment where sometimes as Christ's ambassador, we have to just decide forgiveness is the answer. There is no other solution except I'm going to take the beating for you. Sometimes that's the answer, because that's what Jesus did for me.
Right.
Right. And that's what he would do for that person. So when we make peace, it's way more work than just getting everybody to stop being so loud. It's way more work than just trying to make everybody be more polite. Politeness is not peacemaking.
Right.
Right? We have to get to the core of the issue and figure out what the win is for everybody according to whatever God's end is in this. What end does God have in mind for this issue? And that means we need wisdom and discernment. We need to know God's word.
Well, I think you summed it up pretty well there.
Yeah. I kind of dominated that conversation a little bit, didn't I? Just dawned on it.
But again, I sometimes I think that when you have a handle on things and you lay it out, I think it's just great, man.
Well, that's the first 9 chapters.
The first 9, what do you mean?
That's the first 9 chapters of that diplomacy book I'm writing.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, that seems to be our time, and we will see you hopefully on Monday on the Bible Guys.